So this is part three of the adding the two numbers together with it. I'm still in the Java file, the main activity.java file. And I want to pick up where we left off. We just allocated memory and we just connecting the memory to our XML page with it as well. So place your cursor after the end of line 26 in my case with it and hit enter. We need to create a button actually to, when we click on the add button on there, it listens and you want to take the two fields or that data number that you add together and put it output to the text view. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the add, and if you do add dot, anytime you add a dot, you're telling the next thing is to set to on click listener. Click on that. It opens up this dialog box with it, and I want you to go in and just type in new. You're going to do new space with it, the word new space, and you're going to do view on click listener with this. Alright, so click on that, and you, just to make sure, the moment you do view, the IntelliSense drops down, you click on it, this is what you get. So don't type everything, alright? I don't want you to type everything because you pick the IntelliSense, it automatically writes it for you with it. All you have to do is go in and fill out this particular information with it as well. So I didn't type anything in here. You saw how I clicked on the on-click listener and it just boom. I'm inside of the public void on-click VUV with it. So the first thing we do is we're going to take the int with it, int num1. Remember that number one that we just did? And you're going to actually take that, you're going to do the integer, just hit tab, dot, and you're going to parse the int to it, and you're going to parse inside of that int. What we need to do is get the num1. You see my IntelliSense, select it, hit tab. We're going to take that num1 dot get text, hit tab, and it writes it for you. Is that nice? ToString. ToString converts that number to that machine language to a number, which is called ToString with it. Hit tab with it. So all that converts to it, hit right arrow key to the right, hit a semicolon for me. Okay, so that's one number, and all you have to do next is just if this is the first one, we copy that, hit the next line, just change that num1 to a number two, and change this number 1 to a number 2. So that way, everything's still the same with it, right? And we want to actually assign it to a sum. Remember that sum that we added to? So if you want to do, if you could do int sum equal. In this case, we're going to take what? num1. Now is num1. Click on that. Plus num2. Okay, semicolon. All right, so that adds it. Now we need to put it out to the screen, output to the screen right now with it. So the next one is we're going to actually do results. Dot, hit tab, dot. You're going to set the text. All right, inside of this. This is what you do inside. If you remember in programming, if we set a literal, okay, like an answer colon space, and we will concatenate it within Java with a plus sign. That means that you're going to concatenate it, meaning you add to it and you pass across. But you have to convert that number to a string, right? So hit tab. So that's going to be a string dot val of, and inside of that you're going to pass across sum with it. So tab, and this is what it actually amounts to, is you're going to convert this sum right here to a string value, and you're going to concatenate with the string call answer colon space with it. All right. So this actually puts in the value of the sum of the two numbers that you just added. Now, okay, make sure you don't have any syntax errors or weird underlines or anything like that in here with it. And if you can do file, make sure it's save all. or Control S to save everything that you're doing right now with it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run this thing. I'm going to zoom back out. There's a run button. There's a little play button on the upper right hand corner. I'll show you what that looks like. Hold on. So this is part 4 of adding the two numbers together with it. So one of the things I want to point out is because I have my AVD, my Android virtual device set up already with it, and I've chosen there's a whole bunch of devices up here I have on here for you. So I'm just going to pick one right now. It's the Pixel 3 XL API 30 that I've set up here, and you click on this play button right here. Give it a second. Let it run for a second. Let it compile. It's going to run in a second here, so I might have just going to take a few seconds to run. So give it a second here. And you look at the bottom of this. I want you to see the status bar on some of the stuff that's running right now. It says Gradle building running at the bottom here. It takes a few seconds with it, so just let this thing cook for a moment. I want to pause my recording. So I do want to point out at the bottom here, you see where it says run succeeded. It shows you that you run it, it works, everything with it. Everything looks good with it. Let's give it a second here. Let's see what some of if you have any syntax errors, if you click on problem at the bottom here, we'll tell you. I mean, some of this can be changed and some are not. For example, things like find view ID, edit text is redundant. Don't worry about it. you click on that line, it will tell you like line 24. With it, don't worry about it because you got num1, num2 in here. That's a text with it. It's just a reminder. Nothing critical is my point with it. Click on button. Don't worry about this button on here as well either with it. So some of the stuff that says it's redundant, don't worry. Let's see here. That's okay. So make sure it's checking. Can be replaced with a lambda line 29 with it. Don't worry. That's okay. That's good. And that line. Everything looks okay. I mean, nothing is critical with it as well. So give me a second to load this in there. So when you click on build down there, bottom left, it shows you it's a good build, successful build in 49 seconds with it. So just hang on a second. It's going to get to your Pixel here and your Pixel 3 in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Tools just to force this a little bit. Come down on Tools and AVD Manager. Find my Pixel 3 right here with it, and just click on this play button for me for a moment, and let this thing run for a second here. It's going to take a second here. So yeah, so just click OK. It's building it, so it's going to take a while, a few minutes with it as well. I'm going to pause here.